Yeah.
But during the next match, which is Victor Rivera
Wow.
versus Black Gordman,
Black Gordman.
Vince McMahon is going to remind us
Hmm.
to be sure to tune in to Pro Bowling here on HBO,
Wow.
which is
That,
kind of interesting to even think about. Like on some level, I thought, man, isn't it weird to watch wrestling on HBO?
hmm.
And then I hear Vince plug Pro Bowling on
Yeah.
HBO, and I'm like, oh, things have changed.
Boy, have they ever. And I don't think anything has changed as much as television, to
Yeah.
be honest with you. I mean, we get numbers all the time from the cable numbers. And of course, cable is dwindling. It really is. Gorilla just won, I believe, by knocking him out of the ring. But we get numbers all the time, and the cable's dwindling, and the more important things are streaming. And how do you meter streaming numbers? And it's just different. Uh, I like it. Have you cut the cable, or you still have cable?
Oh no, I had DirecTV from 1998 until probably 3 years ago, maybe 2 years ago. So I was one of the DirecTV's longest standing customers, and then I made the switch to YouTube TV.
With the
I had
NFL
had
package, right?
That's right,
Yeah.
yeah, no regrets. I had had Sling TV before that for when I traveled, and I knew I wanted to watch Dark Side of the Ring, so I was able to snag Sling for that purpose. And then, of course, when I got YouTube TV, I kept Sling really primarily for Dark Side.
Okay. Well, I just really I just wonder in 25 years, of course, I'll be long dead, but in 25 years from now, what television will look like. Um, it's just, to me, it's amazing. Oh,
I'm just guessing, but I'm gonna assume it's gonna look like rectangles mounted on the wall.
that is a very, very good guess, Conrad. And that's why you're Conrad Thompson. They're showing in slow mo these
The
slaps.
punch that sent Lou Albano almost over the top rope before he finally just turned around, took
Uh,
another punch, and then dove himself.
uh,
A ridiculous looking blade job and a
yeah.
bloody Captain Lou Albano gets punched over the top rope and retreats to the backstage area.
Hmm.
Gorilla Monsoon is victorious by count out here. And we immediately cut to, man, you want to talk about something that looks like a different era. The microphone coming down from the ceiling, the ring announcer being larger than the boys themselves, the ring announcer actually looking like he could get you a hell of a deal on term life insurance.
Or
It's just a
sell
different
you,
time.
or sell you a mattress.
No
One,
doubt.
one of the two.
No doubt.
Hey, you saw the little comment there from our buddy Jason Taylor, who's been with he's at YouTube TV for a long time. Jason, by the way, you may not know, is a big time Lego builder, and oddly enough, he built a Lego version of Harley Cameron in his house.
What does
And
he do with this Lego Harley Cameron in
I
his
don't
house?
know, but he showed it to me. It was pretty good. Um, they have Legos of everything now. Why not?
Well, thankfully, she is not made out of Legos. We're talking, of course, about Harley Cameron. But if she were,
Hmm.
she would have snapped together pretty nicely over the last couple of weeks. From what I understand, she suffered a broken nose in the ring recently
Yep.
in AEW action and
Yep.
just recently got repaired. But hey, man, what a brutal match that was with the benefit of hindsight. I know they say that, hey, this ain't ballet,
Right.
but you want to talk about some hard hitting stuff. That's pretty much what we saw with Penelope Ford and Megan Bain. What'd you think about Harley Cameron's nose rearrangement? I guess we'll call it.
Well, and I'm not going to show it here. I don't know if she's put it. I don't know if she put it on social media. If you can show it, but she sent me a picture, and it's she's suffered quite. She's had a lot of work done, and her face was all swollen. And I've stayed in touch with her because, as you know, and you got to meet her in Knoxville, she is just a wonderful young lady. Truly one of my favorites, and actually one of Lois's favorites too. Her and Lois really kind of bonded last year when we were in London. And there's a lot to like about Harley, and I hope she gets back very, very soon. She's multi-talented. It's got a great attitude, and yeah, it was. I'm telling you, women's wrestling can be really rough, as you know. Oh, and by the way, that reminds me. And we just put in, I just put in on our Patreon channel, the bonus podcast for May. And one of them, from Matt M or Matt Malinconico, is Sasha Banks against Bailey from
Yeah,
NXT
that's
10
right. The
years.
Brooklyn Takeover. That's right. Yeah.
It is worth if you haven't watched that match, I invite you to watch along with us because it is spectacular and it really has changed women's wrestling. I think you mentioned that to me. I was unaware, but it changed women's wrestling from what it was back in the Attitude Era, I guess, to what it is now. So it's worth it. And that's all I got to say about this. This kind of looks like a Rocky Johnson from behind, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's interesting to think. I was just sort of thinking the same thing, like how different it looks. Like, notice, we're not even using elbow pads or knee pads. I mean, this is trunks and boots. This is about as old school as it gets right here.
Yeah, it really is. And they're doing things that, well, I guess we did see somebody go over the top rope in the first match when Gorilla sent Captain Lou over with a big blow. But mostly the stuff's going to stay in the ring here now.
It is interesting how hot this crowd is. Of course, we're watching with the sound down, and I will admit that with the sound down, you would be led to believe that, hey, what we're watching is not really all that exciting. It's at least by modern wrestling standards.
Right.
However, this is a different era. I want to remind you, in the crowd, there are no cell phones. Nobody's got a little computer in their pocket.
Right.
There's no social media.
Right.
And fans are just sitting in the dark. And you've pointed out before, as crazy as this sounds, a well lit crowd is usually a more quiet crowd. People are a little more reserved and, I don't know, cautious, nervous, anxious about being judged or seen or, made fun of or ridiculed or what have you. But if you're in the shadows, fans can just cheer freely.
Right.
So I'm saying all that to say, if you watch this back, Tony, as sort of mundane as it may seem by 2025 standards, at least when it comes to in-ring action, the crowd goes absolutely banana for every single move or exchange. This crowd has their undivided attention on the in-ring work.
Right.
So whenever you can get everyone's focus and people aren't distracted, it's going to make for a more fun viewing experience. So even if we're watching this with the sound down and we think, by Dynamite standards, this is not really that great of a match. Boy, the fans that night, there was no telling them any differently. The crowd is really lit up for this one, Tony.
Yeah, they are. And, there's something else at play here, too. This is something that Arn Anderson talked to me about years ago. I think it's back in the, probably back in the pre-WCW era. We were in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and Black Bart wrestled someone. And I can't remember who he wrestled. Sam Houston. Okay. It was the opening bout of the night. It was a house show. And I was there, I guess, as a ring announcer, or maybe I just was tagging along with Arn. And Sam Houston and Black Bart both got juice. Both did a lot of crazy shit, and Arn was pissed off. And he said in a wrestling show, and it's not done anymore, especially not on TV. He said, you build to the main event. The guys that are, he always called them the curtain jerkers. He said the curtain jerkers should never do what they did. You build to the moment, you build to the excitement, to the blood, and the main event should do it all. And that's kind of like what they're doing here. They're just doing some basic wrestling stuff. And I guess the main event is going to be, back then the main event was put on before intermission, but the guys early in the card were kind of told, have a great match, but don't do a lot of stuff because you can't take the excitement from the fans away from the main event.
Don't we all love summer vacation, relaxing, laying out by the pool, barbecues, hitting the beach, doing, nothing? Well, how about a summer vacation from your house payments? With SaveWithConrad.com, you can do just that. Reduce your monthly payments by making the equity you built up in your home work for you. You can roll together those high interest rate credit cards into one lower monthly payment. and perhaps access some of that newfound equity to turn your house into your dream home with no money out of pocket. And how about this? You get to skip your next 2 house payments. That's right. You won't have to make your June or your July house payment. You're done until August 1st. Go right now to savewithconrad.com. Let my team run the numbers for you for free. There's no obligation, and if we can't help you save some cash, we won't waste your time. And did I mention we're offering a 3-year guarantee right now? That's right. That means if at any point interest rates improve over the next 3 years, you get a free refi. That's right. No new lender fees from us. So you get to save money now without wasting money later when the rates improve on a whole second set of closing costs. Why not go to savewithconrad.com and get a guarantee? Save money now and save money later with your friend in the mortgage business. That's me, Conrad Thompson at savewithconrad.com. Shoot me an email at conrad@savewithconrad.com. Give us a call at 888-425-0105 or get yourself a quick quote. Even talk to a live person right now at savewithconrad.com. NMLS number 2129, equal housing lender. Let's take a summer vacation from house payments at savewithconrad.com.